Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. New pack here on Master Duel 2, I think, cool new archetypes. I'm definitely a huge fan of Runic, but let's try out this one first, and that's Labrynth. Labrynth was already out in a TCG for, I think, half a year. Then again, this new pack also got us Ultimate Slayer, right? Which is one of the newer cards here from Power of the Elements. So that's, you know, a good sign that Master Duel is going to catch up with the TCG, right? Anyway, so this is, again, pure Labrynth. It's somewhat of a trap-focused deck, as you see. The deck is a boss monster. You could definitely run her 2 to 3 times, even maybe in the main deck. I'm opting to run 2, but again, if you find the space, you can definitely go for 3. Since the cards, you know, like both level 4s, they have the capability to special summon like a big boss monster from your hand to get it on the field, right? Backjack is nice because of both of the lower levels, and I'm looking at both this one, green, and let's just call them by their color, green and yellow, like discard and then set a Labrynth spell or trap from your deck. So most of the time that will be your Labrynth welcome or welcome Labrynth, which is basically a hero lives for the deck, so special summon any Labrynth monster from the deck. Fantastic card again, because it tutors either your boss monster or one of the Ariadnes, Arianna or Ariadna, both of them here on the field. You want to have both on the field because of, you know, the potential draw. But let's say if a monster leaves the field because of a normal trap card effect, right? And that's why this deck is so trap heavy oriented, because multiple normal traps. The best ones are, I guess, the Dogmatica trap. That's definitely one of the best normal traps here in the deck. I think Torrential is up there if you're behind, you know, the port wipe, and then this one, a Ghastly Glitch, also one of the new traps. It pops something from your opponent, a monster, and then you can Foolish Burial, you know, send something from your deck to the graveyard. So I'm targeting or looking forward to, let's say, a Backjack to get it in the graveyard, or, you know, your green or your yellow, because both of them have graveyard effect. So, like, with this deck, if you can get the ball rolling, you can quickly add, like, a chaining 3, 4, or 5 every turn, because again, both, or at least yellow, green, can trigger during your opponent's turn, like either search or get them back to the hand or special summon, depending on which color. And then both Ariadnes, Arianna, they can activate, you know, whenever you use like a normal trap and the monster is removed from the field, then they'll get those pluses, those draws, and of course your boss monster as well, like every time get a normal trap back to the hand. So it's a super slow deck, it's a super grindy deck, but if your opponent is not able to, at least if you're going first, if your opponent is not able to deal with your first turn board, your field, which might seem kind of weak, as in like a normal summon Ariadne or Arianna and go from there with a couple of traps, if your opponent is not able to deal with that, then you can get the ball rolling with Labrynth, Welcome Labrynth, Search Ariadne, Arianna, or the boss, and etc, etc. So I guess the goal of the deck is to get both Ariadnes on field. Doesn't really matter which one. One of them is Stratos, one special summons from the deck, but both of them have that capability to draw. Then your boss monster, that's also quite of an important one. And yeah, the traps, you can just keep recycling the traps, and with both like the green one, the yellow one, I don't think you need to maximize them in your deck, just 2 off. I think it's just fine, because again, they're searchable off of your Stratos, right, your Searcher, which is the one here on field, the level 4, or one of the level 4s. So, okay, next one, I think going first again, yeah, the next one will be going second. Extravagance, I think one of the better draws here in the deck. I guess you could go for Pot of Desires, but I'm not sure about that. You're kind of sacrificing, I believe, you know, 10 cards from your deck, and that's quite big. I mean, maybe you can get away with it, but I feel that especially because you're not using your extra deck too much, other than the Dogmatica trap, I think you know, Extravagance should be more than enough. The thing is that this deck is not running any hand traps, because again, you want to have as many traps as possible, but I might main deck one hand trap, and that's max C, especially because again, Master Duel format. So again, get Call Bite on the Antis, right? You know, Antis, it's definitely one of the few mandatory extra deck monsters here in the extra deck, even though it's an ultra rare. I had it still from the Dogmatica deck. So get the boss monster on board, and yeah, because of Call By, at least I try to destroy the adventure continuous spell, right? Again, you don't want to give your opponent too many searches or too many searching capabilities, but again, same for prank kits, you just get rid of their normal summon and then it will be super hard to, you know, get the ball rolling for the deck. And again, you know, compulse removes or bounces back a monster on field back to the hand, and that will, you know, eventually trigger all the Labrynth cards. So now, again, I have momentum, and this is definitely more than I need. So I try to use a boss monster to get a normal trap from my grave back to the hand. That's getting negated, that's all cool. Try to get the Dogmatica, again, like the best normals, either the Dogmatica one or the Archfiend glitch, you know which one I mean, the Ghastly glitch one. Like those two are fantastic. Especially if you're like in control, have a couple of monsters on field, in grave to get back. Then those two traps are fantastic. So get in for some damage. I don't think I was... Oh, okay, no. I still have Labrynth, right? Welcome Labrynth, so get that boss on the field. Plus the field spell gives me an extra pop if I use the Welcome Labrynth. So this is indeed more than enough to give back for game. And I believe this duel I'm going second. Yeah, I think so. The problem with this deck is going second. Again, this is somewhat of a super stun-ish deck, heavy trap deck, and you know, same with Eldritch, that preferably you want to go first. Set your traps and go from there. The biggest problem, I guess, is dealing with like a board of you know, your opponent having like multiple boss monsters that say that you can't play the game. I guess you could somewhat make your going second turn much stronger by adding in more floodgates. You know, like a rivalry or something like that, maybe, depends. Stuff like Ghost and Rivalry, there can only be one, stuff like that. You know, to potentially deal with an already established board, right, if you're going second. So Ashe getting negated by the call by, I eventually added in call by. I wasn't running in, at least I wasn't running it first, but I mean, we're speaking of Master Duel, and as you know, every time your opponent has Ashe Blossom, every time. So call by the grave will be live every time, so that's why it's there. Extravagance for 2 draws. Too many normal summons might be a potential pain. I didn't go for the normal summon of the Ariadne, the most left here in my hand, simply because she only has 1600 attack, so I had to force myself to go in for the Ariadne. The one with 1800 attack, you know, send a normal trap from your hand or from your side of the field to the grave to special summon something from deck. Because she has 1800 and that's more than enough to take over Moe. So now I should be in a very good position. I have the capability to special summon my boss from the hand to potentially get another extra pop. Use Labrynth, and that's getting ashed, but nope. Call by the grave is still in effect, so that should be negating the already activated Ashe. And now, you know, the ball gets rolling, get the boss on field, use Ghastly glitch to pop something from my opponent, and then, you know, Foolish Burial, the backjack. And this is going to be, is it this one? Yeah, this is going to be a super crucial chain. Backjack here, chain link number 5, because again, backjack was sent to the grave, so I can stack the top 3 cards from my deck. And again, making sure that, because now both Ariadnes, both trigger, so I can draw 2 cards from on top of my deck. So I need to make sure that the 3rd card from the top is going to be, you know, a very crucial trap, because again, backjack can directly set it to my side of the field. So eventually, okay, kind of clear the board, prevent my opponent from making that Link 2 play, right, for, what is it, the Tenyi-1 Shaman, that's the name I was looking for. Since I still have a potential Labrynth play, I think, but no interruption, bar my backjack play, and we know the top card from my deck, at least I know, you'll see it, which one it is. So Shaman hits the board, discarding, but as soon as you use Shaman, you're forced into only being able to use Tenyi monsters from your extra deck, right, or Tenyi effects from your extra deck monsters. So that's only one, and that's, what is it, Berserker, I believe? Yeah, there it is. Eventually entering the battle phase, and this is the time to use your backjack and reveal the already known glitch, and that's cool. This is again, glitch is not once per turn, so I can pop a card from my opponent plus Foolish Burial something, and that's either backjack, but again, I already used backjack during this turn, so that's both either green or yellow that you'll be sending you will be sending to the graveyard. So again, this should be game right. Going for the field spell, use Welcome Labrynth, pop something, and this should be more than enough to attack for games, since Shaman is eventually going to get destroyed as well. Speed up the things a little bit. So I think it's a really cool deck. It's a really fun deck to play. It needs some tweaks here and there, you know, going full on leather, diamond, platinum. It's a strong deck, but I mean, if you're really low on champs and budget, I think it's a bit iffy. But then again, nonetheless, it's a fun deck. It's a really fun deck to play. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.